Vikram Seth is an acclaimed Indian poet, novelist, and travel writer. Born in Kolkata, West Bengal, Seth completed his higher studies in Oxford University, England. From Heaven Lake, published in 1896, garnered him literary fame. He, however, is best known for his verse novel, The Golden Gate, and his epic novel, A Suitable Boy. A Suitable Boy is one of the longest novels written in the English language. Some of his other works include Mappings, An Equal Music, Two Lives, Beastly Tales, and A Suitable Girl. His works are heavily autobiographical in nature and deal with diverse themes, emotions, and social situations. Seth has won numerous awards, like the Sahitya Akademi Award, Commonwealth Writers' Prize, and the Padma Shri for his outstanding literary contribution. Kathmandu, an extract from his highly praised travel novel, From Heaven Lake, is replete with Seth's cultural experience of the city. Through the city, he narrates his experience of the different landmarks of the city, like the Pashupatinath Temple, the Bodhnath Stupa, and the Kathmandu Market. Let's take a look at Kathmandu by Vikram Seth. The author, Vikram Seth, arrives at Kathmandu late in the night. He finds a cheap room to stay. The next day, he travels to Pashupatinath Temple with his travel companions, Mr. Shah's son and nephew. Pashupatinath Temple is the epitome of chaos. Seth describes the scene as one of febrile confusion. Seth sees thousands of worshippers vying for the priest's attention. He also sees foreigners trying to gain entry into the temple. There were also people bowing to the princess of the Nepalese royal house as she made her way into the temple. As Seth looked on, two monkeys started fighting with each other. A little way from the temple, a corpse was being cremated near the banks of the Bagmati river. There were washerwomen washing clothes by its banks, and children bathing in the river. It is said that the Bagmati river is the resting place of the shrine of a goddess. The shrine protrudes halfway from its stone platform. People believe that when it emerges fully from the platform, the period of Kali Yuga will end. In contrast to the frenzied nature of the Pashupatinath temple, the Bodhnath Stupa was a picture of calm and stillness. Its white dome was surrounded by the road, and there were small shops at its outer edge. There were no crowds at this stupa, which lent to its quiet character. After visiting the holy places sacred to Hindus and Buddhists, Seth sets off to experience the busy streets of Kathmandu. He describes the city as vivid, mercenary, and religious. He sees many hawkers and vendors dotting the streets of Kathmandu, selling flowers, fruits, flutes, postcards, Western cosmetics, film rolls, and chocolate. Sounds of film songs, car horns, bicycle bells, cows mooing, and vendors shouting provided the background noise for the street sights. Seth buys himself a bar of marzipan, corn on the cob, comic books, and a Reader's Digest. He drinks a Coca-Cola and muses on how to return home. He feels homesick, so decides to book a flight ticket home. It was then that he saw a flute seller near one of the shops holding a long pole. 50 or more basuris were tied to this pole. From time to time, the seller would select a flute and play. The flute music was clearly distinct from the cacophony of street noises. The flute seller was not interested in selling his wares. Rather, he seemed intent on playing his music. Seth then relays that he is partial to the music of the flute. He says that every culture has a version of the flute: the ney from the Middle East, the Japanese shakuhachi, the basuri from India, and the flutes of South America. So, Seth claims, the flute is common to every culture. He, however, notes that every flute from every culture has its own unique sound. Seth is surprised that he can be so affected by a bansuri. Earlier in his travels, he believed such details to be insignificant. Now, however, he finds meaning and significance in little details, like a flute seller playing his music.